Well, Ryan, it's good to see you. How does it feel to be back involved?
Good to be back, and playing football and stuff is always frustrating when, you're looking at the boys training and stuff and playing matches and you can't be out there. So it's good to be back now and, just taking it, one game at a time, building on fitness and other things.
Talk to me about the general frustration then that you experienced of suffering that injury during the summer and then having to watch the new season start without you involved.
Yeah, it was something that developed, throughout last season. So, I didn't want the hit dragging on into this season. Weren't quite, not really near 100% towards the end of last season and stuff. So, it's something I wanted to get on top of. So we managed to do it, and although I did miss out on some games, which was very unfortunate, it was about limiting the amount of games that I did miss. So I'd rather it happen when it did over the summer and the first few games of the season, rather than December, January time when they're crucial periods with a lot of games.
Was there an element of playing through the pain barrier a little bit last season then? Because I don't think many people really knew that you were experiencing what you obviously were. Yeah,
no, definitely. It was definitely manageable before the turn of the year, and then from like January onwards, it was quite pain. I was on all sorts of anti-inflammatories and all this stuff, and limiting training sessions and that, just to get through, to make sure I'm as fresh as I can be for the games. But it's not in my character to do that. Sit there and limit your training sessions, limit your loading and stuff. And I want to be out there every day training to the fullest, and thankfully I can do that again now.
Was there a particular moment when you thought, right, I've got to get this sorted?
Yeah, many times. But we was battling for a very good finish in the league, still fighting for them Champions League places last season. So there were more important things than just my circumstances.
The way of seeing pre-season start and people go off on pre-season tours, that must have made it doubly frustrating, really, because it's a crucial time for any team, isn't it? That first couple of months.
It is definitely. The training and the load you get in that pre-season period is so valuable throughout the season. To get that intense training over that month period, and also to bond with the boys. You have new signings and stuff. It's a good time to go out and meet each other and really increase that team cohesiveness.
How did you manage to kind of keep that cohesion going even when you weren't going away? Did you sort of try and make sure you were just as visible as possible, I guess?
Yeah, well, I was in there in the training ground from morning till evening, so I managed to see everyone in the end.
How do you think the team's done over the first couple of months of the season in your absence?
Yeah, well, I think it was no two seasons are ever going to be the same, game for game. So if you, for example, if you don't quite get the result you did against the team at a certain stage, it puts more emphasis on getting a better result the next time you play them. So it's all about balancing the fixtures out. But we're in a good position. We every team has a kind of slow start to the season, and I think we've managed to patch that up and come through strong, and we're looking good at the moment and going into the game with plenty of confidence.
There must be some sadness on your part not to have been able to experience European football.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that, to be honest, like we all were, I suppose. But football is football, and if we keep on going in the direction we want to go, I'm pretty sure it will come again.
Yeah, I was going to say, does it give you a little bit of extra drive, extra motivation to try and achieve that this season now?
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely, that's I think where we are, and as a club and as individuals, as players, fans, everyone collectively, that's kind of paramount for us. That should be the next consistent step.
Talk to me about the 3 games you played in last week then. Plenty of goals in all of them, really, and to get a good experience from the under-21s all the way through, then cup in the midweek, and then a good win at the end. It was a successful week, I guess.
It was indeed, and I think we needed it as well. The under-21s was good to be part of it and see what they're doing. They got some fantastic players down there. Managed to put in a really good result against a difficult Reading team. And then moving on to MK Dons, which is you're in a catch-22 situation as a Premier League club. You lose and your season's over, or you win and but it's a lower league opposition. But as the cup games have always shown, there's no easy games in this league. Everyone has their their own attributes, and we've seen upsets, you know, countless times. So that was something we was very wary of last season going to Sheffield United. You know, we were rubbish out there, to be honest. So it was about mentally preparing us, mentally preparing players that haven't quite experienced the lower league English opposition and what they bring to the table. And I think we managed to do that and put in a good result and had a solid win. And then we took that confidence into the Swansea game, which wasn't our best performance, but it was okay from us, but it wasn't like flowing and it wasn't like on fire. But we managed to do well and comfortably beat a very good side.
Were you slightly surprised that within 5 or 6 days of making your comeback effectively in the under-21s game to then be playing the full 90 against Swansea at the weekend?
Yeah, I think me and the manager had that conversation as to, I'll start and see how it goes, but I think that comes with a bit of experience as well. I know my game, I know what I can do. I know I'm not going to, be a constant threat like I am when I'm fully fit, running up and down. It's about being smart, picking and choosing my times, when to go and when to stay and stuff, and slowly build from there.
What do you make of this weekend? It's obviously a big game for the club and also a big game for you going back to Chelsea.
Yeah, same as it was last year. I think possibly a bigger game for them than it is us. Considering last year it was probably a bigger game for us than it was them, because we're going there looking to always on a good run, and we wanted to perform well and keep it going. Whereas now they're in a bit of a sticky patch, and we're going there full of confidence. So it should lead to an entertaining game.
What do you make of the starts of the season they've had? Because it's probably unlike Chelsea, really. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, I think obviously it is unlike Chelsea. Obviously they're the champions of last year, and they have fantastic individuals, and it's still early days, to be honest. In respect to them, and I'm sure they'll pull it together soon as, and everyone will be thinking, oh, look at Chelsea again.
And what about us? Obviously we're now into the top half of the table. It shows the way it can move so quickly, can't it really? People talking before the Swansea game about a bad start to the season, all of a sudden you're in the top half.
Yeah, precisely. That was why the Swansea game was a big game for us as well, in terms of that. If we lose, then it's kind of like, it's not the end of the season, but we need a win to really solidify our place back in the top half, and we've done that. And like I said, it's still early days, and there's a lot of movement within the league. Everyone's still really tight. One win can, do wonders. One loss can be terrible. So it's about establishing that consistency, and hopefully we can get a result at the weekend too.